YouTube, it's Joanna Delilah here. I am coming to you today from Bristol Beauty School and I'm with the principal of the school, Jane. Say hello.
Hello everyone.
And Jane and I are working together for a really exciting project, which is, what we call it? Golden Girls.
Golden Girls.
Golden Girls Makeup Masterclasses. If you feel you are past a certain age, let's say from your mid-30s and older, and you're in a little bit of a rut with your makeup and you're just not sure and you've kind of lost your way with it, then we're the girls to call. So get in touch if you're in the Bristol area and wanting to wake up your makeup. I'm sure that phrase has been used time and time again, but it sounds good. But wanting to liven up your look. Oh, there's another one. Liven up your look with us at Bristol Beauty School. So keep watching if you want to see how I did this look on Jane, and we'll hope to see you soon. On Jane. And I'm going to show you obviously some great tips for doing makeup for mature ladies, but just for starters and for fun we thought we'd do it a little bit wrong. As you can see, we've used lovely cool colours which are great for if you've got fairer hair, and sort of fairer skin tend to look nice in these frosty colours, but for Jane I think she definitely needs a bit of warmer colour, so in a moment you're going to see the lovely effect of some different colours. We've got frosty colour right the way up to the eyebrow, the whole eye is shimmery. We've got some lovely black eyeliner, just look up to the corner so we can see. Lovely black eyeliner which is really left quite harsh and not very well blended. A frosty shimmery lipstick, and for me my main bugbear with what a lot of ladies tend to do is put the blush right on the apples of the cheek there. So those are things I think we should be learning to avoid, and in a moment I'm going to come back and show you the correct version, or the more flattering way of wearing your makeup when you're a little bit older. So we'll be right back. Okay, so common with a lot of people as we get a little bit older tend to have a bit of redness in the skin, and a great way to counteract that is using a colour corrector, you can see, which is green. And rather than putting the green directly on Jane's face, which just makes it more difficult to blend, I'm going to mix a little bit of that green primer in with my foundation colour. And the green primer I'm using is from Boots No7. And it's really nice because it's quite translucent, so it's not going to make her look at all green. Extreme close up. So if you can see, hopefully the light's good enough that you can see this foundation. It doesn't look green in any way, but we know because we've put that green corrector in there that is going to do the job of counteracting the redness that's in the skin. I've just applied foundation and a little bit of concealer under the eyes, and just where a little bit more coverage was needed. I find on older skins you're better off getting your coverage from the concealer rather than using a heavy foundation. So I think you're better off using something like even a BB cream or a CC cream or DD, whatever they are now, or a tinted moisturiser, something a bit lighter weight so it doesn't just go so cakey, and really buff it into the skin. A light covering of powder, and that's usually the best approach I find anyway. And for blush, one of my pet hates is, like we did in the wrong video, blush right on the apples of the cheeks here. I find it just will look, especially on someone older, it just looks like they're having a hot flush. So I prefer it to go up and out on the cheekbones and sweep it up and out. And I find these peachy shades are really flattering for most lighter skin tones. I'm just going to sweep that on the cheekbone and brush that out and blend it up into the hairline. Okay, so on Jane's eyes, last time in the bad makeup, I used colours from this palette, which are, actually in this light they look quite brownish. but they are lilacs and purples, which are actually lovely colours to wear on the eyes, but for Jane I think she definitely needs something a little bit warmer, so I'm still going to go with a similar colour palette, but I'm going to use the bottom ones, which are more pinks and almost a burgundy colour rather than the cool frosty lilacs. And I think with older ladies makeup, shimmer is always pretty much known as a no-no, and I personally do like a little bit of shimmer, but emphasis on the little bit. Use it where you want to highlight, or use it just in little places where you want to draw attention. It's great for livening up and opening out the eyes, and so I'll use a little bit of shimmer on the eyelid. Most of everything else on the eyes is going to be matte. Just because you're, you know, getting a little bit older doesn't mean to say you need to bin the eyeshadow. So to do Jane's eyeshadow, for the older lady, I mean, Jane's actually got a really nice pronounced socket line, and she hasn't particularly got a very hooded eye because she's got a great bone structure, but we'll pretend for a minute that she has, and that her eyes are really starting to go down, which is quite common for most of us as we age. So it's all very well, just close your eyes while we're doing this lovely eyeshadow look that you might well have done when you were in your 20s. Which we all tend to do, the very, you know, play safe and shade a little bit into the socket line. But then when you open your eye, just open your eye, it all just vanishes. So what I always suggest is just to sketch it in with the eye open. So if you open your eye and look straight ahead, and you want to just put a little emphasis to the outer corner, and then blend it into the socket line, staying away from the eyebrow, but I find just that little bit at the edge there, and then we'll blend all that in, is enough to just open the eyes out and create a nice shape. And always remember with the eyes is never to go below the angle of the bottom lash line. Let me just turn your head that way a little bit too. So if you imagine that lash line was going to come all the way up at the same angle, that's your guideline for your eyeshadow. If you do go lower than that, what you can do, especially with somebody older, is just start to make the eyes look a little bit too droopy. And another good tip for keeping your eyeshadow looking a bit more modern and not so dated is eyeshadow right under the eyebrow. That's where you want to keep it matte and not too shimmery, because otherwise it can look just very top heavy and over the top. And also it just, it needs to be a neutral shade, so something that is matching your individual skin tone. So obviously if you're darker skin, that would be a mid-tone brown. For lighter skins, an ivory. Especially as we age, a lot of older ladies tend to have very fair and very sparse eyebrows. Jane's got magnificent eyebrows that are really nice and full. And she doesn't really need too much work done to her brows in this makeup. I've got a nice little palette of eyebrow powders, which you can just use eyeshadow, it's pretty much the same thing. Just be cautious of not going too dark so they don't look too harsh. And just follow with little strokes through the shape of the brow, and I always start from about halfway back of the brow and then bring it forward so that we don't have such a harsh appearance to the brow, so they're a bit softer. Okay, and we're going to line and define the eyes. And I'm just building that up with little dotted lines into the root of the lashes. And that just gives you some nice definition, but it isn't harsh, and it's still, you know, draws attention to the eyes, but without going too hard. And the same underneath, I like to go about halfway in and then just blend that across. And to the inner corner of the eye, I'm just adding a little bit of a shimmery ivory colour. and that just really helps to brighten up the eyes. Oh, that's lovely. Last touches. I'm going to go a little bit darker at the outer corner of the eye because she's going out and she wants to look glam. You definitely could still use black. You could use black in place of where I've used the dark brown on the eyeliner. I think black around the eyes can look amazing, whatever your age. I think you just need to be aware of, you know, what works for you, and just try to keep everything fairly soft by making sure everything is blended and not left harsh, like with a liquid liner I think can be a bit too strong. So I've just defined the edge of the eye here, doing a little line with the dark purple and then blended it across into the pink. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of bronzer mainly to the outside edges of the face. I'm going to use a matte bronzer. You can, as I say, you can use shimmer, but just you don't want to go overboard with it. So I might apply a little bit of a bronzy shimmer afterwards, but just this little bit around the edges warms the face nicely. Oh, you look lovely. And we'll add a little bit of shimmer to the cheekbones. This is a MAC highlighter. They do some beautiful highlighters. This one is called Global Glow. I'm just going to dust the top of the cheekbones. So older women, definitely keep your shimmer. We all like a little bit of shimmer, but just keep it under control. Don't let it wear you wear the shimmer. Oh, that is good, wasn't it? Okay, so on your lips when you're older, don't be afraid to use a bit of colour. I think it looks great on older women. I actually think anyone can wear a red lipstick. Bright colours can look great. I think if anything, neutral and pale lipsticks can be harder to wear. I've just mixed up a little concoction on my palette. This is kind of like a plum berry colour. Okay, so we're pretty much there. It's time for the big reveal. Let's let Jane have a look in the mirror.
Oh, it's really nice. Oh my god, the eye colour is amazing. And it's so much warmer than I normally would do, so I love it. Thank you.
Lovely. Oh, give me a cuddle. Here she is. And if you, move side to side. Look down so you can see your eyeshadow. Just move your head to that side. That's beautiful. Lovely. So yeah, I think the key word is warm. It's really good if you can match. Not everyone's warm tone. Some people are a cooler tone, but if you can get that right, the whole makeup works. And I think my best advice for figuring out if you're cool tone or warm tone for yourself is to get some like an orange colour fabric or paper or something, hold it up to your face and look in the mirror, and if you feel like that suits you and lightens up your complexion, you're more likely to be warm toned. And then the same thing with like a pale blue piece of paper. If that suits you more, you're more likely to be cool toned. And so that really does make a difference. But yeah, these plummy colours that we did now are nice and warm. The ones that we did at the beginning were the same sort of colour palette, but cooler. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I promise I'm going to get back to my scary and crazy face paint soon as well. But I do enjoy a bit of beauty makeup, and it's kind of is my day job anyway. So I'd like to introduce some more fashion makeups and beauty makeups in between all the crazy Joanna Delilah weird stuff as well. But don't worry, I'll stay weird for you, so I'm not going to go all sensible. And I'll see you soon with another video. Thank you for watching. Bye. Oh, what's the other thing I always have to say? Follow me on Instagram and all that, because I love all that. Links will be in the box underneath, just down there. And I'll see you soon. Bye.